Hey, so I thought it was going to be easier if I just maybe send you a video of me going through one or two of the questions that I sent you on the sheet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over the first one. So the first one was a transformation with addition or subtraction. And then I'm going to go over one on the back side. So the second page, one with multiplication. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is graphing an original function and some kind of transformation. So you can pause this video at any time to help you out. But again, I'll just go through it like I would be explaining it in class, and this should definitely help you work through the questions versus just looking at answers that I wrote and stuff. I think an explanation will be more helpful to you. So I'm going to write some original function. Again, I would just make this up and give it to you guys. So I'm just going to say my first original function is, let's say, y equals, and the example that I used was x plus 4. So I'm pretty sure you were still here when we were graphing linear equations. And again, you just start with graphing this linear equation. So let me just take the same color. So again, I'm going to start with graphing y equals x plus 4. You start with this number at the end plus 4. Again, that's your y-intercept. So that tells you where to cross the y-axis. So before I even do any transformation, all I'm doing is graphing this original function. All right, now I have to worry about my slope. Since there's no number here in front of x, again, I can always just put a 1. So my slope, I'm just going to write it on the side here, is 1 over 1. So this is how much you're going to go up. Again, you go up 1 and to the right 1. So that's my slope pattern. So I'm going up 1 and to the right 1 each time. Okay, and that's how I graphed my original function. So that should be the first thing you have graphed, just that line. So before you even do any transformation, you always just graph the original function. Okay, and this is what I wrote as the transformation here. So I told you to take f of x minus 2. So you're just subtracting 2. So pretty much you're taking this whole line and moving it down 2. Okay, that's what minus 2 means. It means to move it down 2. Okay, so I can actually just count the points if I want to. So if I'm up here, again, I'm just going to count down 2 units. Again, I'm going to do it for each point. So that's an option. You can just count 1, 2. Again, you can just count down 2 each time. So 1, 2. And then you'll have your new line that's down 2. Okay, that's one possibility. The other thing you can do is rewrite this equation. So if I take x plus 4 minus 2 at the end, again, 4 minus 2, so I'll just write it down here. So if you take x plus 4 and you're subtracting 2, again, your y-intercept is going to change at the end there. So this is the new equation you would have to graph. You would get the same thing as this line here. Again, you would go up 2 for your y-intercept and slope 1 over 1. So you have those two options. You can either count the units, or you can write a new equation by just subtracting 2 from your y-intercept, because that was my rule of my transformation, minus 2. Okay, so go ahead again. You can pause this video or rewatch anything at any time. And in just a second, I'm going to go on to another example. Again, I'm going to do the first one on the back sheet. So I'm going to erase this really quick. Again, you can pause or rewatch anything you need. All right, so I'm just going to scroll up as if you're following along the examples I did. Again, I'm going to do this top one up here on the second sheet. So my original function was f of x equals x plus 3. And again, this is the first line I'm graphing. Okay, you always have to graph the original and then you graph the transformation. So I start by going up 3, and again, I know that because that's my y-intercept. My y-intercept is a positive 3, that's where I start my graph. Okay, since there is no number for the slope, so there's not a 2 or a 1/2, again, I'm just going to put a 1. If there's no number, I'm assuming it's a 1. So my slope pattern is 1 over 1. So up 1 and to the right 1. So that's how I get my full line. I just go up 1 and to the right 1 from my y-intercept. I can connect the points. And there's my first line. Again, I graphed my original. Now you're going to graph a transformation involving multiplication, which is a little bit more complex because you're going to be changing your whole equation. So this is the rule I'm telling you first. So it's 2 times f of x. I'm telling you to do 2 times that entire equation. So I'll just write it here. So 2 times that entire equation. Okay, and for these, you're going to have to completely rewrite the equation because your slope and your y-intercept are both changing. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this thing called the distributive property. It's the way that we multiply a number and an expression in parentheses like that. So you multiply 2 and x first, you get 2x. If you multiply 2 and positive 3, you should get a positive 6. So this right here in green is the brand new transformed function that I have to graph. Again, with multiplication, your slope and your y-intercept are going to change. So I'll graph the y-intercept of 6 first. Again, I'm just ignoring the blue line because I'm graphing a completely new equation now. Sorry, there's like an emergency outside or something. Sorry about that. I didn't know how to pause the recording and I didn't want to talk over it. So again, I'm just regraphing a completely new line. So I graph a y-intercept of 6. And now for a slope of 2, if you remember, again, a slope of 2 is like 2 over 1. So you're going to go up 2 and to the right 1. So I follow the pattern up 2 and to the right 1, up 2 and to the right 1. So I'm going to connect this line, and if you look, it's a completely new line. Again, we changed the slope and the y-intercept, so our line didn't only go up, it also turned because we were multiplying by 2. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I said, you can pause this video like at any time, rewatch anything you want, but I thought that would be helpful for me to show you like an addition example and a multiplication one. And if there's any other ones you want me to send you a video about, just please like message me on Teams and send me the example you want me to explain to you. I think it's much easier to understand it like with my voice versus just staring at a piece of paper. Okay, so let me know how it goes. Again, let me know if you need any more help.